Okay, we are now recording. Okay, so first thing, just want to remind everyone that 2 weeks before the new module starts, instructors will get their invites to enter into the courses. 1 week before the module starts, you will see the students populate into the course, although the students will not get an invitation until the course is published, and we are going to be publishing the courses on the day that the course starts and not before. Okay, so once you get your invitation, then we are going to go to the MA instructor module setup. It looks just like this. If you have not received access to this, please email me and I'll make sure to add you. So we're going to click into the course setup. The next thing that we'll do is we are going to click on the MA Canvas course checklist. The course checklist is downloadable. It's a fillable PDF, and it will help you keep track of making sure that you've set up the course properly and haven't missed anything, because there are a couple steps that you're going to be, well, more than a couple steps that you're going to need to follow in each course. These, although you can't see them, will have drop-down options. Okay, so once you've done that, then the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to go to the module that you're going to teach. So we're in module 2, so we'll stick with the module 2. So we would come to the module 2 online course setup sheet for the online instructor, and they all have dates on them. So this is the day, MA 519 start. So if you're an online instructor, you click on there. Here we see that there are dates assigned to our 2 courses that are taught online. The first week, and they're all broken down this way, the first week would be from 519 to 525. We are currently in the second week, 526 to 62. Third week, 63 to 69. Fourth week is 610 to 616. The holidays are included, and this follows the same schedule as the ground. Ground course, ground module also start on 519 and ends on the same 616. Okay, so if you are an online instructor, you would come and download this sheet, and when you get to week 1 and you're ready to set up your dates, you are going to be setting all of your due dates within this week. Now keep in mind for your online instructors that they need to make sure that they assign an assignment for the students to submit, whether it be a quiz or a row assignment or just a regular assignment or a discussion, on the days that students are not physically at the campus during clinic, because they're already getting attendance for coming to the campus for those days for their clinic courses. So these assignment, just remember one submission for when the student is not attending at campus. All the other days just should fall within the week and be pertinent to your students' time. All right, so let's go back in and take a look at the ground instructor. So as an on-ground instructor, you're going to come here, you're going to download the on-ground course setup. So I've already downloaded that one. Okay, so this is for module 2. So it has all the courses listed, and they are going to be teaching all of them. And then I have them broken down by clinic and admin. The sections that will be created in the campus course. Then we will have that for MA 103, the clinic course, everything is going to be assigned to the student in the course. Same with MA 105. MA 101B, which is our anatomy and physiology course. These things will be assigned to the on-ground students. The discussion 1.1, discussion 4.1, and discussion 7.1. They do not have to participate in any other discussion that would be in the course. Those would be for the online students. They, on ground, would also have to be assigned all the assignments, all the row, and all the tests. So for MA 110, again, admin course, the on-ground students are assigned all the ICA, and then these assignments are going to be assigned and required by them. The row, the plagiarism assignment, keyboarding, and virtual library. So you're going to be using those sign-up sheets along with your Canvas course checklist to make sure that you have everything assigned properly. Okay. So once you've downloaded those, then you're going to go to the course. In the course, first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to settings, and we are going to set our sections. So we're going to go to the sections tab. Notice there's only one section that's already pre-populated here. This is a section that is created when the course is created. So this would be the standard section. But we are going to add online and on ground. Now when I click in the box, I've done this quite a few times so my computer remembers what I've put in. I can start typing online, or I can just put it in online. Now it does not have to be in capital letters. I'm just used to putting things in capital letters. It catches my attention a little quicker. And then we're going to go section. And now it is added up here. The next one I'm going to put is on ground. And then add section. Now please make sure that you name your sections on ground and online. Don't name it traditional or hybrid or residential and hybrid. We want to make sure that we're using the same verbiage, that everybody is being consistent with their sections. And I know that's not just for the campus, but you have to remember we have other people who come into these courses and poke around. So we might have a corporate person. It could be an RCD that's looking. It could be somebody that's higher up in our company that wants to take a look and see how the course is progressing. We could have an auditor that comes in here. It could even be ABHES. So we want to make sure that all of them are consistent and easy to use for a guest who's coming in to take a peek. Okay, so now our sections are created. Next thing we need to do is assign our students to a section. So we're going to go to our people section. I have pre-populated students in this course, so let's go ahead and add them to a section. Now notice that they're all already pre-populated into the section when this course was first created, and that can stay. We're going to come over to Shayna. We're going to go to the three dots. We're going to click on the three dots. We're going to go edit sections. And we're going to make her an online student. So if I start typing online, my sections that I've created earlier pop up. Click online. Online appears here, and then I'm going to go update. Okay, so now Shayna is my online student. Let's make our test student an on-ground student. Edit sections. On ground. Update. And let's make David also an on-ground student. Edit sections. On ground. Update. Okay. So now I have all of my students that are assigned to a section. As an instructor, we can also do the same. I suggest that you put your instructor in the course that they're going to teach. That will just help them focus on only the students in their section. Okay, so we have all our students set. We have our sections made. Next thing that we need to do is assign our due dates. So we're going to go to modules. I like assigning my due dates right from the module because I can see where my students' work is. So see, all of these are in week 1. So if I was an online instructor, I would go back to my course setup sheet, and I'm going to see that my week 1 is 5/19 to 5/25. So I'm going to make sure that I stick within that date range for my week 1. Remember, I'm also already going to be communicating with my campus to make sure that I am setting dates for when students are not physically at the campus in their clinic class. So let's go to discussion for my online. And I'm going to go to edit. And I'm going to scroll down. Now everyone is automatically populated when the course is made. We do not want everyone in the class to participate. This is just for our online students. So I'm going to get rid of it by Xing out. And I'm going to come down here and choose I want my online students to do it. And then I'm going to choose a date. So I'm going to choose 5/19. Now the until date is a date that's pre-populated from the master course that signifies the last day of the module that the students are physically in class. Not the 14-day extension, but the last day of the module. So we'll talk about why that's important in just a minute, but you probably already know. And then we're going to go save. Now warning box is going to pop up, and there it is. And it's telling me, hey, you haven't assigned it to anybody in the training course or on ground. And that's right, because I only want my online students to have to do this discussion. So I'm going to go continue. Okay, so let's go back to modules. Now discussion 6.1, we see it's here, and we also see it's in the day section for the on ground. So that means that all students have to participate in that. So let's go ahead and put dates in for all students. So let's go to discussion 6.1. Now, since it's in week 1 and it's also in day 1, they're going to be participating in it at the exact same time. And I will know that because it will be in my lesson plan, as well as on my hybrid, well, on my online setup sheet. So I'm going to go to edit, and I'm going to come down to assign, get rid of everyone. Now I could leave everyone there, but what that would do is it would mess up my double check, as well as anybody who comes in the course would be confused. So we're going to get rid of everyone, and we're going to assign it to online. And since I'm going to have them participate on the exact same day, I can also do on ground in the same box. I can also go add and do it separately if I choose to. It will work either way. So I'm going to have this do 5/19 because that's the first day of the module. So I want both my online students and any on-ground students in the course to make sure that they have their first submission, their first post to my discussion on the first day of the module. And I'm going to go save. And it's asking me, what about the training practice? Well, I don't plan on having anybody in that because they've all been assigned to online and on ground. So I'm going to go continue. Okay, so let's go back to our modules. Now the test is also in week 1 and it's also in day 1. But it doesn't necessarily mean that the test is going to be taken by all students on the same day. So let's just suppose that the on-ground students are going to be taking their test a day before the online students do. So let's go here. And I can click on either test one. It doesn't matter. I don't have to go into both because it's the same assignment. Edit. And I'm going to come down to assign. And I'm going to assign it to my online students, and they can take this test on the 25th, which is the last day of the week. And then I'm going to have my on-ground students take the test on the last day they're physically in class for that week. So let's say that it is the 24th. And then they're in their clinic side for the last day of the week. And I'm going to say save, continue. Okay. Now notice that I don't have an until date here. So I need to go and fix that because I want to make sure that they all say June 16th. I will show you how to do that in just a moment. So let's go back to modules. So I have my discussion, both my discussions and my test set. I need to set my assignment 20 for just my online students. So I'm going to go to assignment 20. It is not due for my on-ground students. Edit. Online. Should start getting a little bit faster now. We'll say it's due the 24th for them. Save. Go back to modules. And then my assignment ICA, that's just for my on-ground students. Edit. On-ground. Now notice my on-ground didn't pop up here. I'll just start typing it in. There it goes. Say that this one is also due on the 24th. Save. Back to modules. Okay, so I have everything in the online week 1 assigned, and I have everything in my day assigned. Now I have to do my row assignments. Now we all know that all the students in the course, regardless if they're online or on ground, have to complete row. So we're gonna go into row 1, edit, come down, get rid of everyone, and we're gonna go online. We'll make this one due 21st. And then we'll go add. Then we'll go on ground. We'll make this one due the 20th. And save. Now remember, these can be a little bit different because of what your campus schedule is and what specific days that your students are going to be in the campus and when they're going to be at home finishing this online. Okay, so now we have everything assigned. So for my double check, I'm going to go to assignments. Okay, and the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come over to my 3 dots up here. And I'm going to go edit assignment dates. So let's double check, just make sure I haven't missed anything. Okay, so discussion 1.1, remember, was only for online, so we don't see on ground students there, so that is correct. We have an available till date. Online on ground had to do the next discussion. They have their dates. Row 1 has its dates for online on ground, but we're missing the available until. So usually I'll just copy and paste it in. Assignment 20 was for just online. Assignment on ICA was just on ground, and those are right. The test is on ground online. Missing my date. Paste. Okay, now notice what happened. Row 2 wasn't assigned. I don't see it online on ground. So I'm gonna have to go in there and fix that. And that happens sometimes. That's why we have a double check. So we go back to modules. I'm going to go back to row 2. And we're going to go ahead and put that in. Okay, and go back to assignments and just double check. Yep, and now I see it. So everything has been assigned. We can also do proficiencies, make them due on the last day of the mod. I think you have the gist of what it should look like. Sharon, do we have any questions yet?
Sorry, Jen, I had you muted. Nope, we're good.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at our grade book now that we have everything assigned. I'm going to go into grades. Okay, now the reason that we're seeing late assignments is because I backed it up to week 1. So in our reality, nothing's late yet. But so let's just take a look at the dashes and not worry about the colors yet. So here are the dashes. So row 1 and row 2, they have dashes. That means they are assigned to students. Discussion 6.1 was assigned to all students. Discussion 1.1 was only assigned to our online student. And see how it's grayed out here and there's no dash? That means that the On-ground students don't have to do discussion 1-1. It wasn't assigned to them. It won't even show up for them to do. They won't have access to it at all. And then we have the opposite here. We have the on-ground students that have dashes, and then the online is not to do assignment ICA. So we'll see how it's set up. Next thing that we need to do once we have all our dates in is we're going to go to our wheel. And we are going to set our late policy. So we're going to click here to the late policy, and we're going to change it from 100 to 0. So if for some reason we forget as an instructor, we just miss it, putting in a 0 when a student doesn't turn in work and the module ends, last day comes, Canvas is automatically going to put a 0 in anything that has a check that we forgot to put a 0 in for us. It's our fail safe. And that's why we have to have our until date in all of our assignments. Please do not use the automatically applied deduction late submissions, because what happens is we have the computer automatically taking a percentage off every day that it's late. And that is not, it does not go along with our Ross grading policy. So just going to leave that blank and go update. Now, I actually just had recently a campus that forgot to change the 100% to a 0. And all of the student grades that were not graded were populated into 100%. So we notice now, you see that they're all zeros because I put that in there. So I don't have, there's no dashes left. But the assignments that are still, assignments that would still be due would be dashes. Okay, so let's go to our view. Okay, so here's our view. And if you haven't used filters, they're very handy. So we can view just by assignment groups. We go to assignment group. If I just want to look at discussions, I can click here and it shows me just my discussions. Okay, those come first. Or I can do just my row and my row pop up first. So that's a handy way to filter if you're grading. Or you can go by modules. So if I only want to look at, oops, sorry, if I only wanted to look at day 1, it's just going to show me what would be due just for day 1. And I think this is like one of my favorites, because I can just go to the day in the class that I'm teaching, or if I'm on day 2, I just go to day 1 and I could just grade what was in day 1. I'll know what was late. Or I can go to I can go to sections, and I can just look at only my students. If I want to look just at the on-ground students, I can just look at just my on-ground students, which is really helpful for an instructor with a large class not having to look at students that they're not responsible for. So if I wanted to just look at my on-ground students for day 1, I just see what my online students have done for day 1. So don't forget about those filters. Any questions yet?
Looks pretty quiet.
Sharon, is there anything that you'd like me to cover that I missed or explain further?
I think we're good, Jen. Do you want to open it up and
Absolutely.
mute everybody and ask if there's any questions?
Sure. Okay, everyone, you have my full attention. Did I miss anything? Are there any questions that you have that I didn't cover, or just in addition to what we looked at? Can show something again. Now's your chance. I think everybody's just probably ready to go on their long weekend. So
I think you're right. Hopefully they're still with us. So it's not just you and me, okay?
I hope so. Well, I will throw out the invitation. If anybody needs me to go over anything, I'm more than happy to schedule a call. I can share my screen. We can use your courses. We can include just your instructors. I'm very willing to do that. Anything that you need, just let me know.
All right, and if anybody joined late, please let me know that you're on the call. I think we only had, like I said, 9 participants, so I think we're good, Jen. So you all have a great long weekend, and we'll be back in touch again next week. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.